This is our pasta alla cecina from the region of Puglia. It's the region of southern Italy, and it's the killer pasta. I'm going to show you how to make it. 10 to 15 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 500 grams of spaghetti, stracciatella cheese, chili flakes, 1 can of passata, 6 ounces of tomato puree, 4 garlic cloves, salt and pepper. We have our gas on. We're going to mix about 5 cups of water and about 6 ounces, 5 to 6 ounces of tomato puree. Until the water turns red, essentially. So we're basically mixing our tomato puree in with our water until the tomato puree is completely dissolved. So the first step is to come in with our olive oil, and we're going to be generous with the olive oil. Remember, this is a base of our sauce, so 10-15 ounces, and once that heats up for about 30 seconds, we're going to come in and crush our garlic. And we're also being pretty generous with the garlic. We were using about 4 cloves. With our chili flakes, I'm doing maybe 1 tablespoon. Keep in mind, we're cooking a lot of pasta. Okay, and once you cook that for about 30 seconds or so, now you're going to come in with a can of our passata, and we're going to cook the passata until it's a little thicker. We don't want it to be as runny. And I might turn the heat down a bit. Just because this gets really hot. This is hotter than most stoves. Okay, so now our next step is to put our spaghetti into our sauce, and this violates every rule of how pasta is normally cooked. Okay, so now we're going to just layer our sauce on top of our spaghetti. And when it starts to dry, that's when we'll be adding the blood. We almost want like a charcoal effect on this. Okay, so now we're going to just layer our sauce on top of our spaghetti. And when it starts to dry, that's when we'll be adding the blood. We almost want like a charcoal effect on this. Now, you can see here our spaghetti. All right, our pasta is continuing to cook, and you want to make sure. If it gets dry, we're going to add some of the tomato concentrate, which eventually, that's what you'll see. That's what you're going to see. Salt and pepper. Good portion of salt, good pour of pepper. Okay. All right, so now we're going to add some of our concentrated tomato. As we're cooking, we're getting this cooked on the bottom. And we're cooking a lot of pasta here, so this is going to take a little longer if you're doing a pound of pasta like me, as opposed to, let's say, 200 grams, 250 grams, which is a half a pound. Okay, so you can see it's getting crispy. I want to get it almost like a charcoal kind of consistency. And I've been slowly adding the water and the concentrated tomato or the tomato puree. All right, you can see it's cooking. Want it nice and crispy. I'm adding just a little bit more water here. My concentrated tomato. See, that's what you want here, this black consistency. It's cooking, and if it gets a little dry, you could always add more of the water, but you want it to be a drier consistency. All right, and the Pierre Resistance is going to be our cheese on top. I'm going to get a good bit here. And maybe just a little bit of pepper on top. And that is our pasta alla cecina. The stracciatella cheese, the burrata, works so well with this dish.